Hi everybody, Shane here. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but now I'm back, and it's the first time with showing myself on. Now in this video, we're going to be reviewing Dreamworks' last 2D animated movie, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, one of my most favourite Dreamworks movies of all time. And I can see that this was actually a box office bomb at the box office. Even though I still do think it is still a really good movie at all, despite that it was a really flop at the box office. Now, it starts off with Sinbad, who tries to rob his friend Prince Proteus to steal the Book of Peace, but then a sea monster comes, Sidus, who's a pet of Eris, and then Sinbad and Proteus and his crew tries to fight the Sidus, and then Sinbad gets dragged down under the sea with the Sidus, and then he meets Eris, the goddess of chaos. And then who tries to say to him that she also wants to steal the book as well. And then they realise that they both want to steal it. And then Sinbad tries to go to Proteus try to go to Syracuse to try and get the Book of Peace. But he stops when he meets Proteus' fiancée, Marina. And then he leaves without stealing the Book of Peace because he had a crush on the woman. And then when Sinbad doesn't steal it, Eris tries to steal it herself. And then she frames Sinbad for the theft. And then Proteus takes his place, and then Sinbad has 10 days to retrieve the Book of Peace. And then Marina stows away on his ship because she does not trust Sinbad at all. And then she tells him that she's on his ship to make sure he gets the Book of Peace. And then she bribes Sinbad with gems, but then Sinbad agrees. But then he carries her over his shoulder to the storeroom with Spike and then locks her there. And then Sinbad did change the course to Fiji until he found Marina in his cabin, and then changed his mind to go to Tartarus after he locks her in there. And then Eris sends sirens to attack them, and then Marina manages to escape the storeroom just in time to reach the dragon's teeth. And then the sailors get hypnotized by the sirens, and Marina saves the pirates and saves Sinbad and his crew from the sirens, and then Sinbad just blames Marina for the damage she did to the ship, and then his crew force him to thank him for saving his life. And then they go to the giant fish to find some parts to repair the ship, and then Sinbad and Marina fight, and then until they realise that they're on a giant fish, not an island, and then they escape. And then Sinbad and Marina then smile at each other for the first time. Marina asks how he and Proteus first met. And then afterwards, Eris sends a rock to kidnap Marina and kill her, because she realises that Marina's on his ship, and then Sinbad goes to save her. And then after that, Sinbad and Marina talk to each other during the night about his past, about him and Proteus and that, and then Sinbad attempts to kiss her, but Marina stops him because she doesn't want to betray Proteus. And then they soon reach the edge of the world to go to Tartarus, and then they face Eris and tries to challenge him to get the Book of Peace about. And Eris tells Sinbad if he doesn't get the book, will he go back to die? But then he says he'll go back, then tries to go for the Book of Peace, and then Eris says he's lying. And then they get out of Tartarus without the book. And then Marina cries because she doesn't want Sinbad or Proteus or anyone to die. She wants Sinbad to escape, but Sinbad decides to just go back to Syracuse to save Proteus to take his place. And then when Sinbad gets back, he tries to get executed, but Eris comes and then dares him for lying to him. And then Sinbad just didn't admits that he never lied and that he told the truth. And then Eris gives him the Book of Peace back. And then after when Eris disappears, Sinbad uses the Book of Peace to change Syracuse back today. He does. And then he gives it back to Dymas, who is Proteus' father. And then they sail away with it, leaving Marina behind. And then with Proteus realizing that Marina has fallen deeply in love with Sinbad, frees her from their engagement to go sail with Sinbad. And then when Sinbad sees Marina, he goes up to speak to her and then attempts to kiss her. And then Spike comes in and then jumps in and then slobbers all over the couple after he realizes that his other favourite person up there, who is Marina. And then they lived happily ever after into the sunset. Now, like I said, that this is one of my favourite dreams, despite that it was a flop. I would say that my favourite part in this movie is where Sinbad carries Marina over his shoulder. It is. What's your favourite part in the movie? Just let me know in the comments below. I shall see you another time.